The Bible says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." Well, that's not exactly what happens in the game of the same name. Animals inherit the earth. Anthropomorphic ones, to be exact. So this was another furry history discovery I made because of my boy Chester. In 1999, Terry Smith released a portfolio celebrating 10 years of Chester the Ringtail. I noticed one particular artist in the credits and bio section, April Lee. One of my friends recently got me playing Magic the Gathering, and I noticed that she was credited for doing art for those cards, as well as for Warhammer. She also did game design for something called Inherit the Earth. I noticed 2 names up on the credits page. Elisa Jennings is also mentioned as having worked on the Inherit the Earth game. Evidently, this must have been a popular early furry project. So what was it all about then? Well, the project was undertaken by New World Computing, Incorporated. This was a gaming company founded by husband and wife John and Michaela Van Conaghem, alongside their friend Mark Caldwell. This company existed between 1984 and 1996 and specialized in fantasy games such as Might and Magic. As far as I can tell, they weren't furries, and many of the names listed on Wikifur as working on the project don't link to any pages. It appears this was a joint effort between furries and non-furries, because we do see several founding fandom members in the credits, as well as some less recognizable furries. We have Reed Waller, Voodie, co-founder and creator of Omaha the Cat Dancer, on graphics. On character design, we see the controversial furry artist Eric Bloomerich, who I've covered before on this channel. Also, fursuiter and movie prop designer Ed Klein. We also see the aforementioned April Lee on character design and manual art. Lisa Sample, wife of Ken Sample, one of the fandom's first artists, is one of the animators. Terry Smith is also credited. The music you hear playing in this video is from the game. Released in 1994, the game opens on a post-humanity era Earth. Humans have created anthropomorphic persons, here called morphs, and then for some unknown reason all the humans left or are gone. Perhaps they knew something that they didn't want the morphs to know. This becomes a side aspect of the game, with human relics being uncovered at times. It's hinted that humans met their demise by airborne weapons. It's also hinted that they are still in existence, and perhaps in hiding or simply elsewhere. The morphs live in a Renaissance-type world, with customs and technology similar to ours of that time period. The game centers on Riff the Red Fox, who is falsely accused of stealing the Orb of Storms, a device that forecasts the weather. He is stereotyped as a sneaky thief because of his being a fox. The King of the Boars takes Riff's girlfriend Reen as a collateral hostage to ensure Riff recovers the orb. On his quest, he is accompanied by a soldier from both the Elk and Boar tribes. And various quests lead to a final boss battle where the orb is thought to be destroyed. Riff is able to convince the tribe leaders to work together and therefore not have to rely on the orbs, and his girlfriend Reen is released to him, and with that the game concludes. However, it is revealed the orb is not destroyed and is waiting to initiate a long drought. This game was very popular among furries, and remained so for some time. I see it is still available on Steam currently, and there was an iOS release and a sequel was intended. Unfortunately and sadly, as with too many indie projects, lack of funding and internal disagreements prevented this. In 2015, a Patreon drive was launched, but fell short. There is an ongoing webcomic I'd encourage you to go check out, link in the description. It begins 10 months after the original game and goes from there. Inherit the Earth was a game that was iconic and highly sought after in the fandom, but it was also a source of frustration as it was difficult to obtain a copy after the initial release. This was a time when you really needed a physical copy to be able to play games, and as time went on they were hard to come by. It seems outside of furry circles, this game didn't really make a big impression, and as such circulation was limited, bumping it onto the budget circuit. Lack of a sequel didn't help. Still, the fandom loved the game and kept at least some interest in it going. Inherit the Earth is yet another example of the close relationship between the more mainstream fantasy scene and furry fandom. There has traditionally always been an overlap of adventure-type tabletop, roleplay, or online games along the lines of D&D and furry fandom. Inherit the Earth was a form of combining the two. It also is worth remembering, not just as a part of furry history, but another example of furry imagination and creativity. Thanks for watching.